We're going to stick around for the lights out segment.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk? Now's your chance to pop in. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, I think
if you like what you've heard, we're at AltJakeTakesOn on YouTube. We're on the strive for 500 subs, so go over there and sub. Help us out.
Yeah, we are growing. Well, I think we're going pretty well, at least with it. But yeah, we're having fun. That's the best part. And yeah, that was a really cool conversation. Man, that time flew by. All of a sudden, I looked down and it's 90 minutes had passed. Woo, that was awesome.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, no, thanks for George set that up. If anybody wants to hear how he set it up, listen to our last show or even the clip that I posted where he tells me live on air that we're getting Kevin to come join us, and that was more than I was expecting. That was awesome.
There was a lot going into that. Awful help me get connections, and because we had to do a lot of things behind the scenes there.
Yeah. Hey, we love all. Thank you so much for that.
It was a good time.
But is there anything you like? Well, I know we wanted to at least talk a little bit. He brought up about the releases, how we talked about it. That was, I think you kind of covered a lot of what I was going to talk about that, though, of how it's, it is what it is. Or a business.
Everything worked its well into that conversation.
It really did.
Everything he kind of leaned into where I was going and leaned into where you were going.
That was fun. That was a good time. But yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to ask any questions, go for it. We can raise hands, talk to people. We're still got some time for sure. I'm good. I know George has got some time tonight.
Yeah, no work tomorrow for me. Any speakers or are we done?
I got a couple of names. What's up, D?
Hey, Jake.
How you doing, D?
You guys did it. You guys got some kind of Apollo Twin Town wrestling on there.
That was great. How awesome was that, man? Hey, we've got 2 of the 4 down, and Awful's welcome back anytime he wants.
Yes.
Welcome back too.
I'm looking forward to you guys' clips and longer viewer. I can't wait to listen to this.
Oh yeah, no, I will. I'm gonna be. I got no work tomorrow either, so I'm gonna clip this up and try to post as best I can. Chris, what's up, buddy? I saw Chris's hand come up. What's going on, Chris?
Not much. So I was wondering what you guys think of the releases, and
yeah, no, that was kind of one of the things I was gonna want to talk about.
For you, Jake, let's just focus on like the Raw people.
Hey, Chris,
where would you go?
Chris, before we get there, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You want to be our special guest next week?
I would be honored.
Okay. Hell yeah. Man, George's always working behind the scenes. No, the thing about the releases for me is it's one of the things, first off, it's not surprising in general. Obviously, we all know there's going to be mass releases after WrestleMania. The thing is just even everybody as a whole, I really can't say anybody surprised me. Like there was people that you're sad to see. It's never fun for anybody to lose a job. Nobody wants to see that, but it's one of those things where kind of like Kevin was saying, there is an opportunity now. The way's been shown by people like Cody, Drew, Matt Cardona. They're like the best 3 at what you can do after getting released or leaving the WWE. But I mean, there's so much opportunity now to like get yourself over through social media or YouTube or whatever you can do to prove that, to create something that does get over. And what I think is cool now is if you get something that gets over outside of the company, they've shown they're willing to bring that in and present that through WWE as opposed to before, you get a character over on the indies and then they're going to change your name and throw it out. But I mean, I guess like Cora Jade was kind of surprising because she's been featured a bunch, but doesn't she got bad knee problems? Like, I don't want to be mean, but it's just the truth. Like, injuries are part of the thing. And I haven't watched much of LFG, but I've seen parts of it. I've watched a good amount of Evolve, and I watch NXT every week. Like, there's a lot
Donna
of younger talent.
Yeah, I don't think Donna Palmer was good, but I was like, bye-bye to her.
Yeah, it's just one of those things
that I was surprised at.
What was
that was the one that shocked me.
Which one surprised you?
Gigi Dolan, because you just put her with a tag team. She's mostly healthy, and you have no tag teams right now. I mean, it's like, all right, well, let's just throw 2 people together.
Yeah, I would say that thank you for bringing that up because I was in my head, I'm like, there's 2 that really surprised me, and it was her and Jakara Jackson. I thought both of them have the opportunity to continue to grow and still move and do better, but they just, I don't know. I was surprised to see that happening with them, honestly. Those were the 2 that surprised me the most because I thought there was still a lot of opportunity there, but I also don't know who they've got in the pipeline. That was the thing that Kevin was talking about with like the NIL talent and how people sometimes crap on them, but like he was saying, and like you can see in a lot of them, those people are ready to be coached. You put them under the right coaching and they can take that getting yelled at and getting punishment or whatever it is and become successful. I mean, just look at, obviously, Braun Breaker knew the business was part of it, but Tiffany Stratton, and I don't think she ever watched wrestling before she got an NIL deal, and look where she's at. And, you see Trick Williams is another one that I'm sure he at least was more aware of wrestling, but I mean, he played football his whole life and then came right over and he's put in the work and become a star. So it's one of those situations that it's sad to see anybody lose their job. But like Kevin was saying, there's TNA is a great place now. MLW, MLP, Maple Leaf Pro. There's options stateside, or I think he kind of nailed it, which I hadn't thought about much because I always forget about NJPW honestly anymore, but that's a great, they're going to need stars and people to get themselves over there if people keep leaving. So that's my thoughts.
You guys mentioned Cora Jade.
Yeah.
Was she 24, 25? Terrible knees.
And
that's a bad thing, but also she's not exactly a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Behind the scenes, she's a shit disturber from what I've been paying attention to.
She's a shit
I don't pay attention to much, but when I hear it from certain people that I know, that I trust, and they told Braun Breaker to stay away from this woman, sorry.
Well, they were together and then all of a sudden they weren't. So.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
I just looked it up. She's 24 and she just turned 24 in January. So she's definitely, that's the thing. Anybody who's young, as long as they can stay healthy, and hopefully her knees can, no matter what happens, but she's, there's a chance to, there's enough out there where you can prove yourself. What's also cool is, WWE is keeping an eye on the, indie scene with the WWE ID program. So if you put yourself out there, you definitely could get yourself a chance to come back.
Yeah, and
that's
plus,
what they want.
Cora Jade and they've been featured in TNA pretty well.
She has. That's
she
what I
was with
thinking
Tessa
earlier.
Blanchard, and those two did a pretty good job. I mean, they weren't a bad tag team for Spitfire.
Yeah, no, they make a good, and they do make a good heel duo, and that's. I kind of feel like there's certain people that might have been WWE's kind of giving them an olive branch by sending them down there and doing some work for TNA. That you gotta build those connections. Because when I saw she was released, that was my first thought was
TNA.
Yeah, that was, but I also thought Rusev was going to go to TNA for a bit before coming back, and I was wrong. So I am open to being wrong. I have been and will. I will continue to be at different points. I got no problem.
In fairness to you, Jake, about Rusev, he's big money. So
true.
I don't think they can afford Rusev yet. I mean, when you're already paying people like the Hardys and Nick Nemeth, with Rusev, it's like he wants to be paid big. So you knew he was going straight to WWE, and he's a rarity. He's a big guy who looks like he can beat the living piss out of anybody.
He's a big, scary Bulgarian.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
And he did not come out in the Minnie Mouse T-shirt.
Yeah, it helps when he comes down and looks. Yeah. And didn't have pants that were ridiculously skin tight and only went to he was wearing capri pants and a Minnie Mouse shirt, and we're supposed to be and talking about video games. That's again, that's where I get the pain behind my eyes sometimes when I think of just how stupid it is. But hey,
I don't know where AEW went wrong with Mero. I'm
that was it
right there.
It was from day one.
Because
if they'd have, because the Redeemer stuff really did work.
Yeah.
The problem was it was too late. You'd already set him out there like a goof with Kip Sabian. And that goes back to the major problems of AEW is there's not somebody that can help filter or, like I said, Tony wants to be in charge more than he wants to be successful. And until that mindset changes, we're going to get what we're going to get out of AEW. It's just.
I'm like, you had a good chance to really do something with Mero after what happened. I'm like.
But the problem, I mean, like I said earlier, it's AEW's biggest problem is the and then what. Now with him, they debuted him like crap and there was never a chance for and then what. But most people, they're the most over when they show up. They get there, they're presented decently well, they do something. And then what? And it never works out.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
I do not like the way Brody King is treating like a jobber now too. Brody King, I'm like, what are they doing with that man?
You can fill in the blank on that thing all the
Yeah,
time.
there's literally, I was just gonna,
Wardlow,
there's a rotating,
Cobb,
and how many times has Hobbs switched from heel to babyface? Like literally, that man has shifted, he's shifted back and forth more than Big Show, I feel like. It's just, cause I don't watch the shows regularly, I keep an eye on it, and I usually keep an eye on the pay-per-views, but it's just, you're like, wait, he's a heel now? He's a babyface again? He's over there? And who's with whatever group? And there's just no cohesion, but like Kevin was saying, when they're only doing it once a week, and if you're only wrestling on every other show or every third show, like it's never gonna get anywhere. But that's Tony. He never wants to put in the work. He just wanted to show up at day one and be the second the competition to WWE and then take them over. But you've got to actually build your brand, build a company, focus on your own stuff, and then you can be competition. But, like I said on the last show that George and I did, I really believe that William Regal was the last hope. Like when he showed up, like they could have had him, like not even running the show, just being like behind the scenes in the meetings with Tony. Like they have a little quick session and then Tony makes the decision. Tony makes all the calls, but really,
Cody
William Regal
really helped him out too. Cody. I'm like,
oh yeah,
just throw those guys way off the company.
You could see it in how Cody was, like the stuff where he was he was trying to be a baby face, but getting heel reactions. Like he was trying, but like his I always call it his level, like the level of give a shit. His give a shit meter died when Tony like took over the book and ran with it. 'Cause he knew what was going to happen. He knew. I mean, that's why Cornette said that he had the one meeting with Tony and was like, I'm fine. I don't want to work with him. Cause he knew that like Cody still had hope that he could help get what he wanted out of it and actually be a wrestling promotion that is sports based and has shows that actually matter and not just a bunch of moves back and forth.
And Tony, he wants to wear so many hats, the CEO, the president,
he loves the titles.
Yeah, the titles.
Yeah, no, that's, if you see him in the, when they put him on screen for an interview, it's like he's like, it's like Game of Thrones where he's got to have 17 titles to get to his name, but and the problem is like, you can't even call him a jack of all trades and a master of none. He's like a joker of all trades and he just doesn't, like nothing that he does really works, but because he's a spoiled rich kid and everybody wants to leech off of him, he's allowed to do it, and we'll see how long it goes. I mean, if WBD doesn't have a good year with their movies and everything else, it'll be interesting if they get merged or bought out and taken over, and then all those talks of people like, oh, well, they're making $185 million or whatever.
Because the show was good when Cody made it. When they first started, oh my goodness, they made an impact on everything.
Yeah, no, it was. There were parts of it that were kind of hokey or whatever, but it wasn't the entire flow of the show. And at least there were points where it wasn't, like George was saying earlier, how the two matches back to back will end the same way, or they'll be similar vignettes. There's just because they're not working together and they don't have production meetings, so it makes sense. But it's what it is.
Yeah. So this is the actual quickest we've ever booked the guest for next week.
Right?
So I'm pretty happy about that.
I'll promote it for us.
Chris, you're definite, right?
I am definite.
Hell yeah.
Okay, 8:05 Eastern next week. Chris Connor from Last Call Wrestling will be joining us. Thank you.
Sweet. Who else got some?
Anything else? I think that's going to wrap it up for today.
Let's see if anybody else has any other questions or whatever.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
Thank you all.
Well, this is awesome, everybody. We will see you all next week with Chris Connor as our special guest. Hell yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to it. Have a good night, everybody.
Gang. Nice to see you guys.